Okay, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to this website right here, or I'm going to give you the video, one or the other. We'll see which one you might be able to access it or not. We'll see. And go ahead and go to full screen here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure this is on the play, and we're going to scrub this thing. So it's going to give us the side, the back, and the front. So we'll be able to get textures and image planes for all three. We don't need the back too much for the modeling, but more for the texturing. So let's go ahead and start out with the side. Let's go ahead and click Allow. Alright. Right there. Okay? So we're just going to roll our mouse off here, off the screen, and hit Function, FN on your keyboard. It's usually bottom left, and then Print Screen. It's under the End key. Okay, and then hit Escape. We're going to go ahead and Photoshop. And let's not do this. And we're going to go to File, New. Click OK. And Control V to paste. Let's see. Let's try that again. Function, Print Screen. We'll get that one. Okay, there we go. We want to go ahead and select this guitar. It doesn't have to be a perfect selection. It just has to be pretty close. I have a little bit of the top cut off, so I'm actually going to take one more screenshot. I'm just going to bring this up a little. That's good. And I'm going to hit Function, Print Screen. That's better. Okay, so now I have to select this guitar. Alright, I'm going to zoom in a bit. I'm going to start off down here, and again, like before, we're just going to use the magnetic lasso. We're going to use the Polygon Lasso tool, because this is pretty good tool for this. So I'm just going to, if I hold Shift, it'll stay straight. Okay, this is pretty. It's a little bit curved here. If you make a mistake, you could hit Delete, and it'll delete the last point you made. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and select all this stuff. Let's take a minute to do that. You could probably forward the video for a second. I'll show you the process, but again, it doesn't have to be perfect, just pretty good. I'm just going to hold Shift because it doesn't have too much contour. Okay, so there you go. I have a pretty good guitar selection there. I'm going to hit Control X on my keyboard, and I'm going to go to File, New, click OK, and I'm going to hit Control V. So now you'll notice you have a keyboard. You might want to double click on the background here, click OK. You might want to change the color of something besides white. If you want to, all you do is go to this. Then you can go to this tool here. Maybe you want to make it a little bit, like a little bit red. Just so you can see it better. Okay, so now that we have the guitar side, we're just going to save this. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete this. We're just going to drag these things to the trash bin. So we're just going to, grab the layer, drag down there. I'm just clicking with my mouse, left click. Okay, so we're going to go back to the video now, and we are going to scrub it so we see the back. Again, this is just for pretty much texturing purposes. This one isn't going to be for modeling, so I don't really have to do much with it. So I'm just going to hit Function, Print Screen. Go ahead and go to Photoshop, Control V. Okay. And I'm going to zoom out a bit. So since it's just for texturing purposes, I'm just going to actually cut it. Just do a big cut. Doesn't have to be exact at all. Just like that. And then Control X. And then we can just go ahead and go to File, New. Just click OK. Control V. So now we have the back. We're going to use that later on. We could use that for the basic shape of the front as well. I mean, that's up to you. So we're going to go back to the video. And we don't need both sides, obviously. And the front or the back you could use for modeling, but we're definitely obviously going to use this for texturing. So we're going to hit Function, Print Screen. Go ahead and go to Photoshop. Go back to this one, Control V. This one I'm going to try to do a little bit better selection on this one. So I'm going to go back here to my regular polygon tool. It's okay to be over the line a little bit, but what's not okay is if you're under it. We don't want to be under it. Go ahead and just get the neck of this thing here. Don't worry about the little, oh, what happened here? String adjusters. My computer just went nuts here. Okay, let's do that again. We could try, I mean, just you could go ahead and do that, but I'm going to show you a different way. Go to your magnetic lasso, and you can try to do it like this. So this looks like it's working okay. So it's decent, but we need to add more. So we could go to here and hit Alt, actually Shift, and just go ahead and add a little bit more here. Same with here, down here, hit Alt to subtract, and you could subtract a little bit of this. And then you could hold Shift and just kind of, let's go ahead and zoom in, bring it down, hit Alt on your keyboard, just go up a bit, hit Alt, and we could just sort of, and then hit Shift. We don't want to cut all that out. Alt. Don't worry too much about this. You could actually go to here and go to Lasso Tool and hit Alt. So you could get it a lot more precise. Okay, so that's it's just going to shrink the selection a little bit better. I'm holding Alt while I'm doing this. You could actually also use the Polygon Lasso tool. Like for example, here we need to add more, so we're going to hold Shift. And we're going to start here. So obviously we want to add all this. And then we're going to go up here and do it pretty precise. See, and it'll add that. So, you know, you could add a little bit more here too. Which isn't, you know, too hard to do. And we'll just sort of go ahead and, you know, get our selections working here. There's a lot of different ways, as you can see, to select things in Photoshop. The whole idea is you want basically to do the quickest and easiest way, and that'll do the trick. Let's go ahead and add more of the neck here. There you go. Now I can hit Alt, go back to my lasso tool, hit Alt, and just get rid of this. Actually, let's Control Z that. Let's hit Shift. We want to add that. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty good. It's a little bit off here, but if you want, you could just go ahead and use your Polygon Lasso tool, hit Alt. You can hit Alt and Shift so it's nice and straight. See, and that'll shrink it for you. Control Z if you just made a mistake like I did. And that selection looks pretty okay. You know, it's not the greatest selection in the world, but it'll work. So go ahead and hit Control X. File New. Click OK. And you get Control V. And again, the little frets on the side, you guys could build those on your own. You don't really need an image plane for that. So that's it. So let's go ahead and just close that. We don't need it. And as you can see, we have our back, front, side. I'm just going to go ahead and change the color of this. You know, I could have probably just did a big selection like that as well. I probably could have done that. That would have been fine. But, you know, you learned something new. So there you go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save all these. So we're going to save this as guitar side, guitar back, and guitar front. So I'm going to click here and go to File, Save As. And I'm just going to throw it on my desktop. I'm going to put it in a folder called Guitar. So you go ahead and call this Guitar Side. Click OK. Go ahead here. File, Save. This obviously is Guitar Back. Click OK. And this is Guitar Front. You get a Control S for a shortcut. So there you go. Okay, so now that we have these image planes set up, in the next video we're going to go ahead and model it, and then after that we'll texture it.